Welcome to Marth and the Machines and today's battle report. An exemplar theme army meets heavy metal when Commander Orsis Octavia faces high exemplar Mikhail Kreoss in a 30 points basic battle. Enjoy! Okay, I won the roll and this time I chose to go first. I deployed the Butcher of Kharkov together with Nikita the Devastator, Mikhail the Marauder and Boris the Kodiak. The support was formed by a minimum battle mechanics, minimum Kayazi assassins with underboss, a Codon Lord and a War Dog. I think I'll name it Dragan in honor to the best German shepherd my late grandfather ever had. He fielded Kreoss together with the Reckoner and the Redeemer. Then Exemplar Avengers, Knights Exemplar, Minimum Choir, Knights Exemplar, Seneschal and High Exemplar Gravus. Round 1, Turn 1 was not special at all. Between Allocation, Power Booster and Heavy Boiler, the only models that did not run were the Codon Lord and the Butcher, who put Iron Flesh on the Kayazi. His army also simply advances or runs, save for the Choir who sings the battle hymn. The only real action comes from the Redeemer, who fires 3 rockets at the Kayazi, killing only 1 in a blast. Kreoss puts Defender's Ward on the Vengers and casts Lamentation. Round 2, the Kayazi take the hill in order to block off the Vengers. I felt rather safe with defense 19. The rest runs or advances with the Butcher also putting Fury on Mikhail. On his turn he drops all upkeeps, then continues to advance, remaining outside my threat area. Kreoss casts Purification, wiping away Iron Flesh and Fury. Afterwards he recasts Defender's Ward on the Vengers. The Redeemer fires 2 more salvos at the Kayazi, killing another 2. The Vengers then charge the rest and kill all but 1 and the underboss. It should be noted, though, that 2 out of the 3 kills were scored by the impact attacks, that is, the horses, not the riders. In round 3 I have to put the pressure on him before the Vengers kill the Kayazi and then roam in my backfield. So I make the Jacks run toward enemy lines by giving them focus. If I got close enough they'd get no charge bonus at least, and I'd be 1 step closer to declaw that list by taking out the threats. The mechanics follow their respective Jacks. The Butcher decides to get stuck in, charges and one-shots Avenger. He then casts Fury on the Assassins. The Assassins, however, fail. The unengaged one misses with his charge attack and the underboss doesn't damage the leader. The War Dog charges in and at least manages to do 1 point of damage. I forgot to take a picture after his turn, but here's what happened. The Avengers kill the last normal Kayazi. The underboss makes his command check. The Knights Exemplar charge Boris but can't trash him. The Seneschal charges Nikita, damages him and slams him backwards, far enough to bump into Mikhail and knock both of them down. The Reckoner assaults Nikita, deals good damage but doesn't destroy anything. The Redeemer shoots but fails completely. Kreoss casts Lamentation, which should also be called the Whining, and Gravus charges Boris, dealing 1 point of damage. Okay, round 4, time to roll out. I give 2 focus to Mikhail and upkeep Fury. Underboss and the Dog fail to kill Avenger. The Butcher charges over to the Reckoner, damaging him noticeably. I then feed. I forgot that I could do it just before the attack nowadays. I spend 2 focus on additional attacks. Boris vents steam, killing 5 Exemplar this way. Nikita gets up and moves away. The battle mechanics advance, 1 towards the Seneschal, 1 after Nikita, 2 on the last Knights Exemplar. What the fighting guys fail at, damaging the enemy that is, the repair guy tries to make up for by removing 6 points of damage. Then Mikhail advances towards the Reckoner and combo slams him towards the Redeemer. The attack is powerful enough to wreck the Jack, but it only flies for 1 inch. It could have been so beautiful. The Codon Lord, in an attempt to kill the Seneschal, frostbites the Butcher. However, the Seneschal survives, and that generally is bad. He loads the Redeemer with focus, knowing that he had to either win now or lose next turn. And since I took out 2 of 4 threats and had a 3rd occupied, he was low on options. So Kreoss moves, pops his feet, knocking all down, and flings Immolation at the Butcher for 7 points of damage. Then the Seneschal wails on the Butcher, who, after 2 initial and a chain attack, lives on 2 health, which are easily taken out by a Redeemer rocket. Kreoss wins. In hindsight, it was my first time against Kreoss, so I didn't expect much. but the fact that my opponent was still suffering from a hangover somehow increases the face damage. Anyway, I learned that I have to be a little bolder with the mechanics so they can be there when they are needed. Also, I think that besides my 4th turn where I really wasn't playing to the best of my abilities, I fared well enough. The actual difficulty is to declare the Kreoss list on time, which calls for a saturation strategy, while he has a feat that is countered by wave strategies. I also forgot the bulldoze and the devastator, which would have allowed me to charge the reckoner with my marauder. I could also have used Killstroke to get the underboss at the Seneschal, where he certainly would have fared better than against the Avengers. But it doesn't matter now. I guess I'll drop the Kayazi in this list and go for Iron Fang Pikemen again. They at least don't die to a stiff breeze, and I'm used to them. Or I simply go back on the Great Bears, who can also help due to their unknockdown ability. Or the Dracoon for the same reasons plus large model, countercharge, impact attacks with fury and blood frenzy boosts. I think I smell a plan here. I'll be definitely trying that out when working out my improved Butcher Cannonball list. So until then, farewell.